Soap. We use it to do many of our housekeeping things in our daily lives. I'm Raymond.
And I am Rachel. But how does soap help us?
Well, as you may know, soap helps us keep our hands and our bodies clean, but it doesn't only do that. It can clean our dishes as well as keep our floors clean.
But how and where did this cleaning utensil come from? How does soap relate to chemistry and indigenous life?
First of all, we need to go back in time, as far back as ancient Babylon, and as early as 2800 BC.
It wasn't used for personal hygiene at the time, but was mostly used to clean clothing and materials. The soap recipe consisted of wood ash, water, and animal fat.
Only later that castor olive oil was added to soap to make them less harsh on the skin. Soap was only used by the wealthy, however, and soon improved in quality as fragrant essential oils were also added to rid of the fatty smells of vegetable oil and animal fat.
The demand for soap grew as people began to understand how diseases spread, which is why in the 1700s and the 1800s, soap began to be mass-produced.
How does soap relate to indigenous life?
There are many types of soaps. There are synthetic ones and natural ones. Synthetic soaps are made with synthesis to imitate a natural product, which then leads to natural soaps.
There are a few indigenous soap companies such as the Indigenous Soap Company and Yukon Soap Company.
The Yukon Soap Company uses local plants like wild rose petals and juniper berries. The Indigenous Soap Company uses medical herbs and oils from all around the world.
Both the companies hand make their soaps with integrity. Although it's soap, it reconnects with the community, the elders, the children, the land, and also the language of the indigenous peoples. The process of producing soap consists of three major ingredients: water, animal fat or plant oils, and lye.
The water is responsible to create the lye solution, to which is later mixed into the oil. The ratio of water is dependent on the recipe. However, there should be enough to allow the lye and oil molecules to form soap. During the curing process, the majority of the water will evaporate.
When producing soap, any oil except petroleum-based oils will work. Soaps were traditionally made using animal fats and oils, such as tallow and lard soaps. However, soaps today mainly use plant-based oils.
Depending on the oil used, it will affect the final product. For instance, olive oil will produce a very hard bar of soap with small and slick bubbles. Coconut oil, on the other hand, will produce a hard bar of soap with big and fluffy bubbles.
Lye is an alkali needed to produce soap. Lye is frequently referred to as sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide. Lye on its own is extremely corrosive, which can irritate the skin, eyes, and respiratory system.
When the ingredients are combined properly, they'll go through a chemical process known as saponification. It is when triglycerides chemically react with lye, producing glycerol and 3 soap molecules.
There are 2 processes in making soap. The processes are the hot process and the cold process. First off, the hot process is an ancient and traditional way of making soap. This requires an external source of heat. The ingredients are heated to speed the saponification process. After, the soap is in a liquid form and is poured into a mold. It usually takes about 1 day to 1 week for the liquid to solidify.
The cold process, however, needs room temperature lye to mix with the animal or plant oil. As the ingredients mix and react, the mixture soon thickens and starts to heat up. The mixture is then poured into a mold before it gets too thick and is left to cure for 4 to 6 weeks.
But other than making soap in hand, you can add colorants and essential oils to put some color and fragrance to your soap.
There are oxide pigments and mica colorants.
Oxide pigments come in powdered form. Although they are consistent and strong in color, there are not a lot to choose from. They are synthetic but are usually made with natural ingredients.
Mica colorants also come in powdered form. They are dyed, meaning there are many different colors and shades to choose from. Mica is a rock that naturally occurs in the ground, and muscovite is used to make soap.
Apart from that, you will need to be more aware because mica reacts differently in higher pH ranges. For example, a dark purple might turn gray. But not only are there different types of soap dyes and colorants, there are also pros and cons to them as well.
Some pros included are that the pigments and colorants are consistent in color, and a little pigment goes a long way, so you won't be running out anytime soon if you consider coloring your soap.
Even so, there are many cons that do come with this. You will need to watch out for cheaper ceramic pigments, as they are not approved for body care, as it may also be poisonous for you. These colorants are eye-catching, but may be an expensive investment if you really want to color your soap.
Soap does not kill germs. It removes them.
Germs stick to the oils on our bodies. Simply washing them away with water will not get rid of them, as water and oils don't mix.
Soap is a type of surfactant, meaning it is attracted to both water and oils. The pin-shaped end, known as the hydrophilic head, will be attracted to the water, eventually bonding with it. On the other hand, the hydrophobic tail of the soap molecule will bond with the fats and oils.
Building up a lather will allow the friction to lift the oils and germs from your skin. When rinsing, the soap molecules will wash away the oils and germs along with it.
Soap has been helping us accomplish things in our daily lives. For instance, soap has been helping us keep clean as the coronavirus continues to spread around us.
Soap has indigenous relations as the two indigenous companies are able to connect the community, the land, and its people while doing the things they're passionate about.
As for the chemical aspect of soap, although the process is easy to explain, it is hard to accomplish as it takes time to perfect the arts of making the product at hand.